So I'm a little, I had to reconfigure a bunch of stuff, and I didn't feel like doing an iRace, so I thought I would test my stream by running an old race I did in real life in 2015 at Mosport. This is the first race of the season in the CTCC, or Canadian Touring Car Championship season. I qualified on pole in my class, so there's two classes. And let me switch to the in-car. So this is the start of the race. And I just thought it'd be kind of fun to share the first 15 minutes or so of this, because it's pretty cool. It's an eventful 15 minutes. Well, we'll get into it, but I'd rather than talk about it. So here we go. This is the start of the race. I got my mate in front of me here in the yellow and black Hyundai, and he misses a shift at the start, so I have to go around him. He's actually in the class ahead of me. All these cars ahead of me with the wings in the back, they're all in the faster class. I'm in the touring class, which is a slower class. On my outside here on the left is a RX-8, good driver, really good driver actually, and he and I always have fun battles. So two Mazdas at the front. Clean start so far. And then we go into turn 3 here. I try to send it up inside on this car ahead of me, which I have no business trying to pass, to be honest, because he's a faster car. Look at the power he's got and the aero he's got. But anyway, I send it up. Going into turn 4. Slight lift on the opening lap because the tires are still cold. And then trying to get a good exit up here onto the back straightaway so I don't lose any ground to the guy behind me. The draft is fairly powerful up this back straight. So currently in first in my class, followed by an RX-8, followed by a red Mini. And the red Mini's like or orange Mini, sorry. They have a big team, usually 3 or 4 cars in the race at a time. And then behind them is a guy from Quebec. His last name is Hebert. I think it's Jocelyn Hebert, maybe. He and I have a great battle later in the race because I can't seem to find gears at one point. Anyway, still waiting for the tires to warm up. End of the first lap, and hopefully it's going all right. You guys hear me okay? I think the volumes look okay on the stream. Anyway, so what makes this interesting is there's a car behind me that is actually from the class that's faster. He's actually right behind me now in turn 1. Great driver, but his car was, I think, not making power that day. It's a turbo car, and making more power than me, but not making the power he should make. And so he's coming up behind me here, and we'll see later. We have some very interesting passes and stuff in turn 1. I think it's a lap or 2. Let me just skip ahead so you don't get too bored. I think here, going into turn 1, this is lap 3 or 4, he tries to send it up the inside, and I saw him, so I gave him enough room, and you look in my right rearview mirror, just about hits my car. If he'd hit me, I would have been spun and in the wall. It was like that close to having a major accident. At that speed going to turn 1, there's no way you don't hit a wall. And he tries a few times to send it up into turn 3 here. I think that's a little later. Let me just see if I can find that. I'm going to guess about there. So we're lap 4 maybe now, and he gets a good run on me out of 2, I think, in this lap, which is where the turn we're in now, and he tries to send it up the inside, and misses his braking. Smokes his tires. I go up underneath him. That was like a moment to breathe a little deeper. And anyway, it was good fun. And then a little later on, I can't seem to find gears. I think this is where I start missing my gears going into turn 3. I can't find any gears that are appropriate, and I keep messing it up. Yeah, this is it. Actually, I just can't not find the right gear. Now I'm in 6th, and now I'm in 7th, or whatever it was, 5th. I just cannot get it in gear, so I'm losing all these places. So that Mini is now in 1st, and here comes the RX-8 again. And yeah, the right-hand corner, I don't know what it was. I messed up something, but that transmission was not my friend that day. All right, so I can't remember if this... No, what happens here is the Honda, which is behind the RX-8, which has a lot of power, just goes by the RX-8 here up the back straightaway and by me, and he's in my class with that much power. It's crazy. Now, I'm quicker in the corners with my lighter car, and I had to really brake hard to avoid hitting him here. But I think on this next lap, though, he and I get together, and I have a major incident that almost put me in the wall. It's all in mosport, mosport 5A and 5B, and we'll talk you through it when we get there. So just trying to maintain my position here and keep my momentum up, because I'm definitely quicker in the corners than he is, and he's definitely quicker in the straightaways. And so on this track here, if you can get by them in turn 10 with a slower car, you can usually maintain that lead. But if you get by them much later in the lap, it's really difficult to maintain the lead by the start finish. So a little rough that corner, but I gained a little bit of time, and here I have more speed going through 4. I lift a little bit, but then I think he's too slow, so I start going around the outside of him and send it up the inside. Normally, in this situation, when I've tried this pass before, the guy on the outside concedes, but he didn't concede, and we hit there, and he wasn't happy with that. And then he tries to spin me. He literally comes off the track. I've seen another video of this. He comes off the track, comes onto the track, and then turns into my car and tries to spin me while we're in a straight line. So I'm not happy with that. Anyway, so I have some work to do now, and now I'm in 4th. And this RX-8, this guy's a really good driver. Similar power to what I have. Maybe the car weighs a bit more, so I think I have a car advantage on him. Might have a bit more top-end power, but I might have a bit more grunt. I don't know. He's got a rotary. But basically those two cars are the same car, except his is a little longer and slightly heavier, I believe. But I don't know the actual weight of his car. Alright, so here, I lost a bit of ground, but I'm going to make it up going into turn 3, I think. I think I have a better turn through 3. Pretty even. I may be gaining slightly through 2 here. And then I just carry a lot more speed into turn 3 here than they do. In the middle, especially. I gain quite a bit. But I can't do much with it other than just pull up alongside. There's no grip on the outside of 4 here, so I can't do anything with it. And then going through 5, I just want to be as good on the exit as I can, so I get a good early exit. And I'm actually got a faster exit than him. I'm pulling up alongside, but then you can see he's got a little bit more power than me, because there's no way if he had less power or the same power, he would have been able to pull back ahead, because I had better momentum out of 5. But I had the draft, and that really is what sealed the deal for me here. We have a good battle into 8. He really tries to keep it along the outside. Oh no, that's a different lap. Actually, a different race, I guess. Yeah, my mistake. All right, so now I've got the 2 leaders ahead of me. I've got the Mini and the Honda. The Mini's leading, and the Honda, I go too wide there. Oof, that's bad. So back into turn 1, slight lift, get back in the power as early as I can. And now I gotta hunt these guys down. And the RX-8 is not going away. I think I get close on this lap or the next lap. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've watched this video. Again, this is from 2015 when I used to race real cars. It's my late 40s, I guess. All right, so we get a much better. I almost lose it on. I carry so much speed in there, and I have a lot of oversteer. I actually got a still picture of that somewhere that somebody took, which is pretty cool. Actually, I'll show that to you guys in a minute. But here, I just get so much power. That's why I throw my hand up. Just walks away from me. So clearly, the differences between power and handling. And he just walks right around the Mini. Mini and I have about the same power. I've got a bit more top end speed because that Mini is about as aerodynamic as a brick. But Mini's got more power out of the corner. I think you'll see on the exit of 10 here. I get I think a better run through 10. I'm actually gaining on the exit here, but then he still pulls away, even though I'm on full power. Like he's just got more torque or something in the turbo. I don't know, but my advantage is the top end. And then here, I think I make a pass into 3 on the Mini, if I remember correctly. I get a good momentum out of 2. And I just give him a little bit of a dummy and then send it up the inside. Worked. Good clean racers in this series, except for the guy ahead of me that tried to take me out, although I don't really blame him that much because I didn't really leave him room in 5B. But his retaliation was very much intentional, and mine was, I thought he was gone. I thought he wasn't even there. But anyway, so I make the same move again, but this time I make sure I get it done. However, I really screwed up the exit, and but even if I hadn't screwed up the exit, he was still going to pull around me. So now it's a battle of I gotta pass him early enough in the lap so that he doesn't have the opportunity to pass me like this, and that's what the rest of the race is about. And that happens within the next few laps. I'm able to get that done, I think, if I remember correctly. So here we go into 8, 9, and now 10. You can see how my car has an advantage in the cornering, which makes this interesting. It's kind of like almost like he's in a different class, but it's just a difference in the handling versus the power. I think he's probably got Felipe looks very lifelike. It is. This. It's real life, mate. Good one, Richard. So here I make a pass on him into 3, and that was important because he pulls me coming up into 4 here, but he makes a mistake and he lets the RX-8 get by him into 5A and B, which really was critical. So the RX-8 sends it up the inside, gets by him like I got by him into 5A and B, and that puts him just far enough back so that he doesn't quite have enough power up this back straightaway to get by me again. And he never gets by me again. I think he gets alongside me into 8, if I remember correctly. Now you like the lifelike? That's pretty good for iRacing, eh? So here he comes. You can see him in my mirror, my center mirror. Comes up alongside, gets halfway up my car, but that's it. And then the next few laps, it's basically the same scenario, but eventually I make that harder and harder, and he never gets any closer than that. And, yeah, it's the end of the challenges, and I am able to take it as a win. Anyway, it was a good race. I just thought the first 16 minutes were kind of fun or so to go back and remember when I was brave enough to do this for real. I don't think I'd want to do it again. I prefer iRacing now, but because I can keep doing it and reset and not worry about crashes or hurting myself. I did have a crash in turn 2 here. I spun out and hit the turn backwards at 170, hit those tire barriers, went up in the air. That was not fun. So yeah, it's definitely more for keeps in the real life. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing well, Richard, and we'll catch you later.